How's it going, Hyperfast Agent Nation? I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. It's been a busy week for us at the Hyperfast Agent team and the Carrie Shaw and Orange Line Living team as well. Our real estate team is having its biggest month in history. We're going to close to 90 deals, probably like 53, 54 million in volume. So I'm pumped about that. We are tracking towards our goal of doing more than $500 million this year. And, I'm pumped. I hope you guys are too. Hope the market is going well wherever you are. Our market continues to be characterized by low inventory, high demand, multiple offer situations. We're recruiting more and more agents to help our team because we're generating a ton of leads. I wanted to talk to you guys today. And by the way, if you have any questions, pop them in here as we're chatting. You can, type them in. If you leave a comment, I'll get back to it later if you don't catch this live. I'm also, by the way, for those of you on YouTube, I got you on the Hyperfast Agent Twitter account and the Instagram account. We're live on 3 platforms right now, so follow us on all of them if you want, all the great stuff. But today I want to talk about hiring. It's one step that over 90% of agents never make. The 2019 National Association of Realtors member profile just came out. This is something they do every year. They do a survey, they interview a sample of all the realtors, and they come up with all sorts of interesting facts and statistics about real estate agents, everything from total commission, net commission, salary, work hours, marketing practices, business practices, all sorts of stuff. And it's always interesting to me, the data that comes from it. I'm always slightly shocked, slightly disappointed, in some ways, because I think agents need to have a bigger salary. Not enough real estate agents are making good money. The average net is under 30K. That's a lot for the hours that you put in as a real estate agent. But the one thing I wanted to talk about today from that survey was hiring an assistant. Over 90% of real estate agents never take that step. And like 1% hire more than one person. So not enough people taking advantage of leverage, of training other people, right? When you don't do this, when you don't hire, you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your clients, and you're cheating the potential people that you could hire, right? Because you're not going to give your customers the best level of service, especially if you're at 2 to 3 deals or more a month. You're just going to drop balls. You're not going to get back to prospects. You're not going to get back to existing clients. You're going to miss out on leads, right? So you need to hire for your clients. You need to do it for yourself because you're limiting your growth. You're limiting the amount of business you're going to do. You're limiting the chance to develop a new skill of recruiting, attracting talent, hiring, and training. And you're cheating those people out there out of opportunities that you could help build and grow, right? Like our team has we've had people working for us now for some people over 6-7 years, and we've seen them grow from entry-level positions to managers, and it's really cool to see that and really cool to know that we provided that opportunity for them. All right, so a couple things about hiring. First, if you're at the 2 or 3 deals per month level, go out and hire someone, right? Don't wait till you get too busy. That's the number one mistake people make is they wait. They don't do it, right? Like not doing it's probably the biggest mistake. Second biggest mistake is waiting too long, not doing it early. When that happens, you have less time to make the hire. You start to feel rushed. You make compromises on the standards. Then you hire someone who doesn't have the ability, and now to compound it, since you're busy, you don't have time to train them, right? You can see the problem there. And a lot of times that person is not going to work out. That's not their fault. It's yours. But now, since they haven't worked out, you let them go maybe in a few months. And most people, that's it. They say, oh, well, I tried hiring. It doesn't work. They go back to just doing everything themselves, which we all know isn't the best way. All right. So that's the number one mistake is not doing it. Number 2 mistake is waiting too long. All right. So great. You're out there, you're listening, and you're like, all right, I'm going to hire, I'm going to scale, I'm going to start, making this more of a business, not just me as the solo dude. How do I do it? Well, you need to treat it like lead generation, treat it like finding buyers and sellers. All right. So you're going to want to do, outbound marketing. You're going to want to post on social media about it. You're going to want to post on LinkedIn, post on Craigslist, post, do paid, do organic. You're also going to want to, make outbound calls, target people just like you would prospects, right? Use the lighthouse and the tugboat strategy. Lighthouse is attracting, right? Or putting out putting out signs that people respond to. The tugboat is finding them and pulling them into the harbor, right? There's two different ways a boat gets to the harbor safely. Lighthouse, tugboat, do both. Make sure your job description reflects what you want. So spend some time brainstorming. If you're a solo agent, write down all of the activities you do that are not dollar productive or that you do not enjoy. That should be your criteria. There's something, if meeting with clients, generating leads, if that's a $500 an hour activity, everything else is a lot lower. Everything else can be handled at $30, an hour or less type of salary, wage, contract, whatever. Write all those things out, right? Like that's going to be, entering data into the MLS, responding to calls, responding to emails, preparing contracts, preparing forms, scheduling, calendars, emails, all that stuff. Write it down. Write what you want them to do immediately. Write what you want them to grow into. Put that in your job description. Put it in your ad. All right, that's the first kind of advice on the ad. Second thing is pay towards the upper range of what the salary should be. Right? Don't cheap out on that. Like that extra 5-10 grand a year in salary is going to go a lot further if you have someone that is freeing up your time to focus on the biggest parts of your business that can create leverage for you, can create opportunity for you. Like this person can pay for themselves and more with just a few deals a year for most people in most markets. So, don't cheap out on the salary. Put things in your ad that will self-filter. So what do I mean by that? Well, if you put jobs on Craigslist and other sources, sometimes you'll get flooded with like 100 resumes. That in itself can be a job to go through. So put things that will filter it out. Like don't, put at the bottom of the ad, like an example is, if you want to apply for this job, do not reply directly to the ad. Send your resume to this email. Put a different email than you use to post the ad from, right? And then right in there, in the subject line, put your favorite color or favorite music band, something like that, right? Because if someone isn't thorough and detail-oriented and can't follow instructions, they're not going to be a good assistant. So that will filter out over half to 2/3 of the resumes, usually. That's going to allow you to focus on the more qualified candidates in phone interviews and in-person interviews. So that's a great practice that we've used for any positions that we think are detail-oriented, that require a lot of attention to details, to people that are in process-oriented type roles. So make sure you're putting things in your ads that will filter people out, because you want to attract a lot of people, but then you also want to repel a lot of people. You want to repel people that aren't the right fit for the job. Now we got some questions on here. Ryan, thanks for the comment, and I'm glad you are finding the recruiting advice to be good for you. The book is on Amazon.com, Hyperlocal, Hyperfast, Real Estate Agent. You can also get it at hyperfastagent.com on our website. And we got other books and products and information about the training and coaching purposes that we look there. Jeremy, question on what do we look for in a good resume when they come in? Well, first, we want to make sure they follow the process that we established. We want to make sure that they filled out, the cover letter, resume, whatever we're asking for. They sent it to the right place. They put the right subject line in. Did whatever we asked them. So we want to make sure they're process oriented. I want to look for people with a track record of success. All right. I don't want them. I don't necessarily want people that have been in multiple jobs, right? Or like in a short period of time. So if someone's been at a job for like 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, 6 months, or and hasn't shown themselves to be in a place for more than a year or 2 years, that's sort of a red flag. Not a complete eliminator, but just something to look for, because patterns usually repeat. So if I don't see evidence that they've been at least one place for a fairly significant amount of time, I'm going to worry about that. That's one thing I look for. I look for people that have overcome a challenge in any area or had a passion for something in any area, because I believe if you can overcome a challenge in one area, let's say it could be physical, right? It could be school. It could be a nonprofit. It doesn't necessarily have to be business, but if you've overcome a challenge or shown passion for something, I think you know how to do it in other areas, and you'll figure it out. So those are a couple of the things that I look for on resumes, right? I want some example that I think they'll be able to have longevity, and some example that they have the grit to be passionate about something and to overcome challenges. And guys, the biggest piece of advice I can give you on hiring is just do it a lot sooner. Don't be afraid to mess up, right? Give trust up front and give it to people, give it to the people that you hire, empower them, let them mess up, and then come in and make corrections or changes. A lot of people just, they hire someone, but then they hold on to the activities, hold on to the task. You need to empower, give responsibility, give task, let them run with it. Now, when you onboard this new person, you're going to want to spend a lot of time up front going over what you expect every day, what you expect them to do the first 100 days is usually a good starting point. And work out a schedule. Like, you're going to come on the first 2 weeks, I want you to learn these things, the first month, these things, first 3 months, these things. And until through that period, they should be done daily reports telling you every day what they accomplished, what they learned, what they fell short on, what their challenges are, what they needed help on, right? You want that report every day. You want to give feedback every day. And as they grow, learn, take on more things, you can ease off on those reports, make them weekly. But just remember, the more often you check in on things, the better they will usually be. But the biggest advice, guys, just go out and do it. Don't wait. Like all great things, if you overanalyze and wait, you're going to lose out to the person that just implements and acts and decides and takes action. All right. Hope that was helpful. Please like us. Please subscribe. Whatever platform you're watching on, follow us, subscribe, and share it with people that you think would get something out of this, would benefit from it. And I'll see you guys next week.